Alright, Fishaholics, welcome back. I hope you can see me with this phone lit lighting, but it's about 2 a.m. so it's really early or really late, but it's a beautiful evening. It's like dead calm right now, and I think it's like the calm before the storm. The next couple of days it's supposed to be a high pressure system moving through, and it's supposed to be a little chillier, high winds like 20 to 30 miles an hour. So I'm hoping we can launch the Hobie tonight and get on a night snook bite, and we're going to a spot in Stewart that I fished probably about a half a dozen times the last like 2-3 weeks. And of course, the first time I fished there, we caught a 37-inch snook within like the first 10 minutes. Definitely a lucky catch. But then over the next few times we fished there, we had some nights with like single fish, and then other nights as we progressed that we were catching like half a dozen to a dozen snook, like 20 to like the upper 20-inch range. So I think we have it a little bit figured out more so than when we first started fishing the spot. So I'm looking to put that to the test tonight, and hopefully this will be the calm before the storm where some fish will be munching. So let's go see if we can get some cool content and put it together for you. Alright, just dropped in at the launch, and this is how we're packing for the most part. Pretty light, and I think we'll pull out some finback shads and have those handy, as well as this glide bait especially, because this is the plug that caught my biggest snook so far. And we'll pull out some bucktails just to have on hand. Once we get out there, we'll probably start off with this white and blue bucktail with a little flash in there and a fat cow jig strip to give it a little tail action. Looks pretty juicy. Alright, let's get them. So we're primarily going to be bridge fishing tonight, and this bridge we're fishing is kind of like in 3 sections. I consider the small, medium, and large sections, and we're going to go to the west a little bit and start off on the small section. We've got like an hour or 30 minutes left of the flood, and usually that spot has like a good little trickle of current towards the end of the tide, and that's where I've caught my biggest snook around the same timing of the tide. So we're gonna try and do it again, and then once the tide swings around and we get through slack water and the outgoing tide picks up, then we'll probably just go over and try out the large section and the medium section of the bridge. Looks like we actually have slack water. I think we missed the end of the flood. There's very little to no current right now. But you know what? We're still gonna try it. Hearing quite a few little fish still pop, so there's fish here still feeding. All right, we're gonna go under the bridge. Just heard a massive blow up. Oh, it's a nice snook cruising right by the kayak. Oh my gosh, I think he was attracted because of the camera light. It was, you know, like upper 20-inch fish. We might have to throw the glide bait on because of how shallow he was. We're in 4 feet of water, and he was within that first top foot. All right, we kind of wandered away from the bridge. Not a whole lot going on in terms of like biting action. There are some fish feeding on top on real small bait, it looks like, but there's no current really. We're kind of just bobbing around like a cork. So I'm gonna probably turn the cameras off and explore around, see if we can find where maybe some active feeding fish are, or wait until at least we catch something and then kind of materialize and get dialed in on any kind of bite once maybe the current starts. All right, so nothing on the smaller bridge, so we're working our way over to the larger bridge. The current's picking up nicely now, so I'm thinking like right before it really starts running hard, we might be able to catch some fish here. big, decent fish. Oh, lost them. A lot of current flowing under this bridge right now, and I don't know. Solid hit right there. Fish pulled out a good amount of drag on its first run, and I had to drive in like forward, so then I went forward, and there's like this piling here, and the current wanted to push me this way, but the fish was going that way, and I gave him slack. He got off. Fish on. All right, got something here. Whew. There we go. First blood of the night. Decent snook. He crushed the Wonder Bread finback shad right along the bridge piling. I would say it's a upper 20-inch class fish. Not bad at all. All right, nice and sweet. That was our second bite. At least we landed that one, and we were fishing the large bridge now for about 10 minutes and got 2 bites already. And we were working that swim bait right along this bulkhead, and now that we're actually going right along it, we're marking quite a few fish down there, so we should drop back down quick before we lose the tide. It seems like it's key to catch these fish right when this tide is just about picking up. And then once it starts running real hard, like, we probably won't get any bites. Oh, that's the cast. Right along the bulkhead. I'm letting it sink to the bottom, and then I'm just kind of slowly jigging it up, dropping it down, jigging it up. Another one. Little guy. Or not, I don't know. Might be a little bigger. What, it's a tarpon. We got a tarpon. No freaking way. On the Wonder Bread finback. I can't believe we got a tarpon. Look at that. That's probably the biggest tarpon I've ever caught. And on the Wonder Bread finback shad. So sick. This is the first tarpon I've ever caught here too. And we're gonna get him back quick. Oh gosh. Oh man. Oh. He got himself back quick. Whew. All right, I'll admit it, not the best release, but it wasn't much I could have done. That fish just like slipped out of my hands and went crazy like tarpon do, and he released himself. So hopefully you guys don't dislike the video that much because of that release, but hey, made a mistake. I got some gloves. Next time I'll put the gloves on maybe, but definitely still a sick surprise catch. Caught him in the same spot we caught that first snook, and that was definitely a sick first tarpon catch for the new Wonder Bread finback shad. And we're rigging that on a 1 ounce Kalin's Perfect S jig head. Pretty soon we're going to be working on our own jig heads for the shads, but in my opinion this is one of my favorite jig heads to rig on the shad currently. We're using 60-pound fluorocarbon, 60-pound braid on a Shimano Sargosa 8000 with a 7-foot heavy Tsunami Airwave Elite. So we probably got that tarpon out of the structure real quick, and I actually thought it was a smaller fish, but that tarpon was bigger than the snook we caught. But he just launched out of the structure real quick. We got him in the kayak quick, and that's why he went berserk, as soon as he realized where he was. But let's keep working along this bulkhead before the current gets too strong, see if we can catch a few more fish. something little here, I think. Might be another tarpon, I don't know. There we go. Like when that tarpon hit, he hit like something like this. And then he came in and he was a lot bigger, or a lot better than I thought he was. All right, not bad. See you later, buddy. Whew. Current's just about starting to rip pretty hard. So I hope that little fish isn't a sign for the bite to die. I really want to get another tarpon so I can show you I know how to release a tarpon. In my mind, I wanted it to be like a nice majestic release, and then it was just like a bomb going off. Ooh, found something juicy here. Whew. Look at that, nice looking jig. All right, guys, it's 5 to 7 right now. We had that last little snook around 6 a.m. and since then, no more bites at all. And that was kind of what I was worried was gonna happen. The current picked up significantly, and then that was our last little fish. You know, we caught all 3 of our fish pretty quickly. We had all our bites like within a similar time frame. And now the sky's getting lighter, and I'm thinking topwater right now, so I'm thinking we should find some seawalls or a marina and go throw like a spook. But the thing is I've only fished the bridge area around here. I haven't, you know, explored any of the marinas or the seawalls, so we're gonna bust out good old Google Maps and see if we can find some topwater action this morning. All right, so we're underway to this juicy looking marina, and around it I'm seeing some juicy looking seawalls, so it definitely has some potential. And we got about like a 5-mile-an-hour southwest wind, nice calm morning, and I'm throwing on this saltwater spook right here. And I actually found this in the Montauk Surf and resurrected it, put new split rings on it, new hooks, and now she's gonna catch me a big seawall snook, I'm hoping. This is the kind of morning for it. Oh, just got smacked right there. I don't think that was a big fish, but it was a fish. Oh, did you see that? Didn't tag him, didn't tag him. That means there's a possibility we could throw back in there and get him again. It's a good blow up. Oh, come on. Little guys. What? Oh my gosh. Is that a bluefish? Bluefish? What are you doing? No wonder why they're trying to hit it 6 times. All right, still pretty cool. Nothing better than a blue on top. Oh, haha. I think that was a jack. That was pretty cool though. Oh, there he is. Pesky blue. All right, see you later, bud. Almost time to head back north. All right, well, not really what we were hoping for on top this morning, but it's better than catching nothing. But for now, I think we're gonna start working our way back towards the ramp, and I'm not sure what we're gonna try and do. Might just call it at that, or we might fish a little bit on our way back, but I'm not really sure. Look at this, we got another jig. Whew, there's fish here, right on the end of the bulkhead. Another decent salvageable jig. Have to sharpen that hook a little bit. Another one. Whew. Here's another little something. Big birds, man. Oh, look at this, found an X-Wrap and way deep in here. Yeah. Boom. Boom. Another Rapala. Oh. Alright, one last one. I think that's about it. Alright, it's 12 o'clock. That was an interesting outing. I hope you enjoyed the night and day kayak fishing treasure hunting type video. If you did, let me know in the comments section, because I'm not going to be down here in Florida for that much longer, maybe another week, possibly 2 weeks. And I'm probably going to do a lot more fishing like we did last night. But whether I bring the camera or not and try and film and make a video is questionable, just because it's challenging to film in those conditions, especially with a blaring light at me, just to get the footage and so you guys can see it. But if you enjoy it, I'll definitely do it. And last night was sweet. We caught that tarpon, surprisingly. And then this morning was sweet. We found half a dozen, you know, really nice plugs. I was stoked to get the snook and tarpon on the Wonder Bread finback shad, which are available now at J&H Tackle. I'll put the link in the description. And you know what? Because we found all those plugs, I kind of want to share the love a little bit. So if you guys pick up some of these shads, and if you're a southern angler, if you go out and catch a 30-inch snook and be the first angler to catch one on the finback shad and take a picture of it with the finback shad in its mouth and send it to me, I will send you one of those plugs that we found today. And then the same goes if you're a northern angler, first guy to send me a picture of a 30-inch striped bass or bigger caught on the finback shad and then send me a picture with the finback shad in its mouth, I will send you one of those plugs as well, of your choosing, of course. You know, whether you want the jigs or the soft plastics or the X-Wraps. I think most people would want those X-Wraps. Those are pretty sweet to find those. But other than that, I gotta go get some food, some water, and maybe some sleep. But I also gotta mail out some FishAholic merch before I do, so I gotta go do that. So I gotta go package up some stuff and run to the post office. But be sure to check out more of the FishAholic merch. And like always, never forget, live to fish, fish to live. And I'll see you guys in the next one.